Hi everyone. I'm just gonna make sure that my Facebook page, because I'm streaming on a few different places here, edit post. No, no, don't edit. I want to edit the privacy. Okay, I'm only here to speak right now. Um, uh, yeah, some very truthfulness about a few things. And as I speak about this, it really showed me just how much I have grown, expanded. Because I want to be talking about boundaries, um, and just yeah. So here we go. Um, for those who don't know me, my name is Ernestine Day, and I am the Soulful Guitarist. Hello, Sarah, my beautiful longtime friend, sister. Yeah, and I'm going to be talking about some things that some people may not appreciate, and that's okay. I'm not asking you to appreciate, I'm just speaking my truth. And for me, is today has been, I've been under a huge amount of financial stress for 6 months. Massive. I've been under it longer than that, but it's got really intense this year. And so this morning I've been waiting at least 6 months for this small inheritance to come in, and which allowed me this morning to pay off all my debts 100%. I've never gone through so much money. It's almost like it never existed in my bank account, because my bank account, I still have a little bit, very little left over, but it allowed me to pay off my debts. And it's like been a whirlwind today, but an incredible whirlwind. I also invested, I've been talking with this, anybody who's knows me personally knows I've been talking with the Bose L132 Pro speakers. Guess what I did today? I ordered them, paid for them. I ordered 12 sets of guitar strings, so that'll get me through 6 months to a year. 3 packs of guitar string as guitar picks. And just so you guys know, I use these are Dunlop 60, and uh, I've been sort of holding back because I'm just about out, but now I can relax. Because these, one pick, I will go through 2 to 4 picks every time I play. That's how often I need to change it, because these picks are flexible, but yet once, depending what kind of energy I'm expressing, it may not last very long, meaning 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And that's why I will change picks quite a bit while I'm playing. But here's the thing is this. So here I'm in the midst of having this um, incredible uh, people, it was so nice to be financially free today. But during this process, just before noon, because I decided I need to go get something to eat, keep the fuel in me. And I get this message from this person, and I chuckled, because this is where the conversation is going to go into about boundaries. We all have our own way of speaking. It's not about what you speak. Mm-mm, mm-mm. This is about you respecting other people's boundaries. And first of all, as you guys know, my name is Ernestine. I don't mind people calling me Ernie. Absolutely not. I love it if you choose to. But those are my names, my 2 names I go by. And this person did this to me quite a while ago. And at first I didn't say nothing, because I'm being the fucking nice person, which I am. In that, and so I think the last time this person reached out to me 6 months ago, or whatever it was ago, because she wanted to get hold of somebody else. And I said, yeah, I know that person. So I copied their Facebook information and gave it to her. Then I let this other person know, like, this person's looking for you, to find out that this other person had blocked that person because of their energy. And it was quite interesting as I found this out with this other person. And so I haven't heard from this initial person for 6 months, whatever it's been, 4 6 months. And she surfaced today and said she hasn't seen any of my stuff, and that I just come on her feed apparently today or something, which is fine. Um, and here's the thing, and I've told her many, many times, my name is not Lovely. My name is Ernestine. Please call me by my name. And so when she reached out again today, out of her mouth came the word, "Hi, Lovely. How are you doing?" So my response back to her, and that's a key word, is response. I said, once again, which I told you multiple times, my name is Ernestine, not Lovely. Now, this person's in our community and considers herself a healer, a caring, loving person. I'm not saying she is or isn't. All I'm trying to say here on this is when we set a boundary with somebody, respect their boundary. Now, I don't know anybody else in this amazing community, and I know fucking a lot of you guys, and nobody refers to everybody as, "Hi, Lovely, hi, dear." We all have names. And so when I responded back to her and I said, you know, this is my, this, you are to call me Ernestine. And then she sent me, a voice message, and I've had one person listen to it, because sometimes we just need to make sure what we're hearing, because I know how I felt. Because in this voice message, she's chuckling and laughing at me, thinking me setting this boundary is a joke, just because she called me Lovely. And I said to her, and that was insulting. And then when she ended her voice message, she goes, "I wish you well, Lovely." Like, add insult to injury. Like, I'm not pissed off. She's not worth the time of day. But my point, and the reason why I'm sharing this is is that, and I even said this back to her, by the way, is your job, your responsibility is to respect my boundaries when it comes to my name. And she thinks it's a fucking joke. It's not a joke. I'm serious. And I don't care if you agree with me or not. And it's like, and I've had to do this with a few people. I've had some people refer to me as Ernest. No, it's Ernestine or Ernie. And I've had a few people say Ern, and I have to correct them. And the beautiful part is these people respected what I was saying, and they worked on it. Keyword, they worked on it. It doesn't mean they hadn't slipped. When they do, they go, "Sorry, Ernie, sorry," right? That's fine. But when people choose to continue on with this kind of behavior and conduct to disregard and disrespect our boundaries, and this to me, I even said to her, one of my responses back to her, I said, this speaks volumes about you, not me, by your lack of respecting my boundaries. Because it does speak about them. And this is the thing, we have a tendency, even in this incredible community I'm a part of, that, it's part of our old programming. Part of it is, right? That, well, she didn't mean any harm by that. Like, that irritates the crap out of me now, and I'll be very honest. Never used to, because we are very compassionate, empathetic, caring people. But there's no excuse for anyone, I don't give a fuck who you are, to show disrespect and disregard when somebody says This is my name. And I've expressed this privately to a few people, but I'm going to say it here, so I'm not trying to offend anybody. You can have all the credentials in the world to say that you're a healer, meaning this certificate, that certificate, on and on. You can have all that wonderful stuff on your walls. It means fuck all. It's about how you operate in this world, how you treat other people. When are you listening to what other people are saying and hearing what they're saying? Right? And for any of us, and that includes me, and if I've done something that has been offensive or hurtful to somebody, I want you to let me know, right? What's on my timeline is my business. If you don't like it, just move on, because this is my space. This is my space. And I mean, this is my space. And, oh, by the way, this person, by the way, I unfriended her back that 4, 6 months ago. I unfriended her. She is fucking clueless. And it's oblivious. It's like, people say, because I know a little bit of this person's history, because I've known this person in this 3 years, but there was always something that didn't feel right. That didn't feel right. And, that's where I kept my distance from her. And there's other people, but we're specifically talking about her right now. And this is the thing about this community, and I've heard friends where we've had private conversations, and I heard what they were saying, but the more that I open up to me and respecting me, my boundaries is saying that is not okay. Doesn't matter if you like it or not. Your job and your responsibility is to respect my boundaries as much as it is my responsibility to respect your boundaries. And these people that are in this incredible community I'm a part of, I use this terminology, and I'm not trying to insult anybody by no means. By no means. There's a lot of people in the community who say, I'm a healer. I got this certificate. I got that certificate. I'm connected with this entity or whatever, aspect of whatever. Okay, you're connected to that. That's wonderful. That is fucking wonderful, because that's where we all get our gifts and abilities. Who the hell do you think I channel? I'm just figuring that out for myself. But does because of that aspect that runs through me, does it make me a better human being on this earth? It does not. Does it make me the be all end all? Fuck no. I'm a healer. You're fucking right, I'm a healer. But this is how I help others, is through my music and also my truth. And for me is that it's about our behavior, our conduct, and that's why there's certain people that have my utmost respect, my utmost regard. And I'll start with Todd Medina, which some of you guys, or most of you guys, know Todd Medina. He has my utmost respect and regard because of who he is and how he moves his way through this entire world. That's why he has my respect. His wife, Morgan, same thing. And one of the first people that I connected with when I came into this community, which started with Todd and dispersed out, is Susanna Mara. She's the real fucking deal. I've had private conversations with her. I've had to have a very difficult conversation with her, and it was very difficult. It was hard for me, but the beautiful part was because she already had my respect and regard. But this one thing she did to me, which I know she did not do it intentionally, but she did do it. And she didn't realize how much it hurt me until I spoke up and showed her how much it hurt me. And her heart sunk. I'll never forget that moment. Her heart sunk that she did that to me. She didn't mean to. I know that. But she fucking owned it. She gave me the space to speak my truth. And she heard me. And she apologized. And she gave my respect even more. I had somebody who reached out to me. They've done this a couple of times, which is fine. They can reach out as often as they need. I don't, she said, because she's struggling with who is the real stuff out here. Because I call them wannabe healers, right? They may be able to heal, but that doesn't make them a good person in how they operate their life and how they disrespect and disregard other people completely to any any level. And you know, this lady I know, she's reached out to me a couple times now. I think the last time she reached out was 4 or 5 months ago, and because she was struggling, like, who do I trust in this community? And I understood, and I said, because she knew this Susanna Mara, I said, she's the real deal. She is the real deal, just as much as Jade Raider is the real deal. My friend Deb Malone Reed is the real deal. And because these people that have been in my life, they've helped me to grow and expand within myself. And so when these other people come in around me and I question, this whole thing is this love and light bullshit, fuck you. It's like trying to put on a facade that everything's peachy keen. Oh yeah, but the truth is, we all go through shit. I go through shit. Fuck you. When I say this is that I'm very much an open book when I feel better. Okay, when I'm going through something, I become very quiet. Right? I become very quiet because that's when I do my inward work. And I just come out of something that was just, as I just even to think about it, was not easy. And it hasn't been easy. Now, I would like to share this with you guys in case you're not aware of this part of my life and my world. This is very public, by the way, and I've been honest with everybody when this part of my journey started. Um, I've been caught up in the Western medical system since 1996. I had a hysterectomy. They removed a huge tumor that's bigger than the football from my left side of my ovaries. And right after that, I say I lost me. But the truth was, it was hormonal shit. But back in the late, in the 1990s, they did not acknowledge, they did not, there was some doctors, but very, very few. But now it's more acknowledged, I could say. So I got caught up in antidepressant, anti-anxiety. And so, because I thought, I thought that was the only way I could cope. And then being around this amazing community for the last 3.5 years, and how I've grown and expanded to understand more about who I am. I'm not nuts. There's nothing wrong with me. And so last October 21st, Spirit said it's time to come off these medications. And I've tried before and it's never been good. I'll put it that way. It's not been easy at all. And so my journey started. And my beautiful sister Sarah Jane Walsh was part of my team to support me as I come off of these medications. And I did it in 6 months. And this journey that I've been on for 6 months, coming off these medications, like the energy that was running through me, because I started to feel this fog that has been in my brain lifting, it's been quite an amazing journey personally. Do I think about it while I'm in it? No, but I can just, yeah, because I did a lot of playing during that time. And so now there's nothing in my system. I still have a disconnect in my brain because the firing in my brain is not 100%. I know I'll get it back. I know that. Um, and this is where I speak from when I say I'm not fucking broken, is to see that I'm not broken. And when I say there's a lot of people who bash the Western medical system, I don't agree with that. I agree with the fact that there's a lot of the pharmaceutical companies, they're putting stuff into us to suppress us. I get all of that bigger picture. I get that. But there is a time and place that each individual may need medication. And do whatever you need to do. Because I know this lady, and I just so happened to be there during this healing group session that was happening. And she went off these medications, which was helping her with her pain level. And she was listening to what everybody's saying about don't take medication, da da da, all this stuff. And she's in pain. She can't do anything. And I refer to them as my three amigos, said to her, no, if they work for you, you take them so you can live and function. And she was, I could say that she was going on with what other people are saying. And I finally piped up. I said, look, these three people you can listen to and hear. You can listen to me too because we speak truth. These are not opinions. If you need to take something because it's going to help you, you damn well take it. I don't care. All right? I'm speaking about myself on my journey. And I'm not saying what I'm doing that you all have to do this. Fuck no. You're an individual and you need to figure that out for yourself because it's an inside job. And that's where I'm coming from, an inside job. And through this process I've been going through, and I finished them the beginning of April. And what I have personally gone through since April, to be quite honest, has been not easy. And then, you know, I had, which I now know, which I only discovered this past Thursday, just so you guys know, and that's why you're hearing me talk more right now, because I took something into my home that should have never been in my home. And this is where we all have to be careful about what we allow into our home. And it's like an old painting, an old book by somebody else, because those objects have been in somebody else's home and their energy goes into that. And I had brought a book into my home because, like, you got to remember, like, I'm learning how to figure this out for myself with my own personal healing journey. But it's been just fucking nuts for me. And I was saying to my friends, like, I feel like I'm not connected to me. Where is me? And it was getting more intense as the time went on. And I was getting really concerned, not scared, like, oh shit. No, I was concerned, like, fuck, maybe I need to be on these medications because I can't function like this. And I reached out to my personal doctor. I reached out to my beautiful friends, soul family, the three amigos, which is Deb and Rick Purcell and Phil Burrows. And I sent them a voice message. They had me in there later that day. And what we discovered was, and that's the thing about not one person can do it all. Not one person can do it all. There's different healers have different gifts and abilities. And with these three people that we discovered and uncovered, I call it uncovering, discovering, get to discard. Those I love that phrase. When we get to uncover something, We get to discover it. When we get to discover it, we get to choose then to do whatever, and in my case, discard, which is for a lot of us. But anyway, through that session I had with Deb, Rick, and Phil last Thursday, Deb said to me, have you brought something into your home, like a picture, an old picture or something that belongs to somebody else? And I go, no, I'm very careful about that, which I am, but sometimes we do mistakes. Not me. No, I'm perfect. I'm anyway. So what it was I had there was a book that was in the hallway, and I seen it there a few times, and I was in a really incredible space within myself because I'd never felt so connected to me. I saw this book, and it sort of drew to me a few times, and I went, oh, okay, I'll just bring it to my home. Well, the problem was the person who owned that book has really bad energy. The contents of the book was questionable, but it was more about the person who owned that book. So all their awful energy is attached to that book, and I brought it into my sacred space without realizing what I was actually doing. So that started this whole thing. And it's not only that. When I go to say this next part, I'm not 100% sure, because as I spend more time with, as you could say, or as time goes on, I get to understand even more. So as I understand more, I will clarify myself as I understand it. So with the session with Deb, Rick, and Phil, Phil says to me, you got the vaccine last year. I said, yeah, I did. And he goes, I got that out of you. I go, yeah, you did. And then he goes, you got something attached to you. And because they're gifted, though, like what they're able to see, like I'm just in awe of them. I really, truly am. Do I understand it? Nope. Do I need to understand it? Nope. But I do respect their gifts and abilities. So so he removed that, right? And when I say this, like I know people, when I say, oh, I'm going to a place I had no intention, but it's coming. I just got to say what it is. And that's the thing about like I've met people that are in our community physically. Some of you guys I've met. Some of you I haven't yet. And I've come to, when I say this, is I had an experience last year with somebody that they have uh, some stuff attached to them that they don't even realize themselves, and how they move through the world, because we all know we project, right? And I'm going to rephrase that. Not everybody realizes how we project. Meaning is, if we have stuff inside of us, we can take that energy and we try to push it on other people, not intentionally, by no means. But when we have, and this, like even with me, which I was just speaking about, the fact is that what I've been going through for the last 4 or 5 months, whatever it's been, this attachment that got hold of me, which could be attached to that fucking book, because my vibration had dropped down. My vibration had dropped down, and like I said, I've said to, my beautiful longtime friend Deb Reed, I said, I'm not connected to me, like I'm missing me, like something's wrong. I can't fucking breathe. Which means to me, nobody's really asked me, what does that mean for you? Because here's the thing is, it's just that, and for me, it means that I'm not connected to my heart. I'm connected to me, but I'm not connected to my heart. I can't breathe into my heart. I can't fucking feel it. And the only time, what I did a few weeks ago, which you guys don't even realize, that's beauty, is that I did an experiment on myself. Like, where am I? Because it's like, where am I? And the only place that I found was able to connect to me was through my guitar. Despite everything else I was feeling and struggling with, that was the one place I could connect to me. That's why my guitar's my soulmate. And I've been saying that since, you know, what, late 1990s, early 2000. My guitar's my soulmate. She's an extension of me. And with what I've been going through, it's the one place when and and I'm talking about consciously being attentive to that. And when I start playing, I go, there I am. I am there. So I am here. But what's stopping me from connecting to me? And it wasn't. And that's where, you know, I was. I've been more than that. I'd say just not talking, because to me, I revert inside as I go through this stuff. And I'm just so grateful for the people I've connected with, the amazing healers, the most amazing healers who do fucking incredible work. And they're here for us. You know, like even Deb, Rick, and Phil. I refer to them as three amigos. You know, they're the real deal. As I am the real deal. And that's what I'm finding. Like you know, I'll go sort of go back here a little bit, is that when I reach out to them and they help me, is, you know, none of us can do this journey by ourselves. But we need to find the safe place and people we can be in and around that see us for us. And when I say this, is a lot of you guys have helped me to see me. A huge amount of you guys. I remember when I first came into this community. Sorry for the screeching. Getting some feedback here, which is typical. I'll figure it out in time. I always know that. And I've always known my music is special because of where it comes from within me. It's not because my ability as a guitarist. Mm-mm. You know, I'm a rhythm player. I'm not a guitar picker, but I'm learning. And when I say this, when I, you know, for example, is speaking, you know, I've been on Todd's show a couple of times, and I've only spoken truth, and you guys have seen just how, oh, beautiful my heart is, which helped me to see that within me, because I knew it was, but because of stuff, I just didn't allow it to come out and shine the way I do today. You know, I've never felt so seen and heard by this amazing community I'm a part of. I'm not yet, it is not me, I'm a part of this soul family. And when as I, you know, and using, you know, using my personal discernment on people that I do allow in. You know, if you have a feeling about somebody, it doesn't make them bad. Good God, no. No. But if you don't have a very comfortable feeling, that's okay. You don't have to have this wonder, oh, they're this, they're that, because they're so known in the community, blah, blah, blah. No, that doesn't make them somebody's going to jive with you. Not at all. And just honor that within yourself. And we get to move through this community beautifully. And that's what I have learned, you know, is that we're all unique. And some people you jive with more than others. which is wonderful. That's the beauty of it all. And when I say this is, I already talked about Jade Rader. I already talked about Deb Malone Reed, my longtime friends that aren't even involved in Soulology. I met these people before Soulology, and how I found Soulology was through Jade Rader, because Jade was on with Todd back in January of 2020. That's how I found Todd, because I went there to support my friend, and then all these amazing people. That's how it started for me. But in this, my experience for the last 3.5 years being around this community, and I'm growing and expanding within myself, learning to trust me. And if I'm not quite sure, I will share with somebody that I trust, who do not project their personal opinions, you could say, about people. As I say this, my brain started to go a little, not wonky, but went a few different places. And that's the thing is, I'm in awe. Like, I've had, here we go. This is what's coming to me. One of the last couple of shows that Todd did before we now switched over to Soulogy Network, okay, was with a beautiful lady named Sharmini Gana. You can go find that video on Todd's personal page or Soulogy One Studios, or on YouTube on Soulogy One Studios, okay, and look for Sharmini. It's spelled with an S. Sharmini Gana. So I'm sitting there and I'm listening to Sharmini, and when that woman spoke, and now we connected just a few weeks before this. She knew who I was, but I didn't know who she was. And we had connected a few weeks before she was on with Todd, and then she said, I'm going to be on with Todd. I said, I'll be there. And because there was something that was just speaking to my soul, to my heart with her. And then while she was on with Todd, I sit in my studio, right, which is right here, and I pick up the guitar, and the song unfolded, which was her song. I'm saying her song, but I'm not talking about personal song. It's the energy of her soul that I got connected with, and I channeled that energy. And her song was called Sharmini. And she knew that night because I let her know how her song was channeled. And she went and listened to it. Wow. And this is what I'm learning, like, so Sharmini and I have connected in such a deep level. We may not talk for weeks and months and whatever, and that's fine. And that's what I'm learning. We don't need to talk every fucking day or every week. I know that they're there, but I can feel this amazing energy connected with them. I connected with somebody in the last couple of months, which is Shanda Sparkles. And there's something about her energy, you just love it, right? And this is public information where I'm speaking of now regarding Sharmini, not Sharmini, sorry, with Shanda. Shanda has a son who has dealt with mental illness, drug addictions. He's died a few times, and he's got some. He's got the mental illness, and there's also the medical side of the fact is his feet are numb, and without shoes he can't walk because he doesn't feel them. Like there's nothing like it, and I don't understand it. But anyway, so she allowed him to move back into her space, which is her business, her sacred space. We all know what our sacred spaces mean to us. I know what mine means to me, as I'm sure you guys all know what yours means to you. And, so over a period of time, as Shanda and I were connecting, and then she started opening up about her son. And I just held space for her. for her to vent whatever the fuck it was that she needed to vent. And and through the experience with Shanda, sorry, I'm doing this because like these two energies are like, oh, incredible. And you know, I said you have to go check out um, Shanda's. I'm sorry, my brain is just like, wow, this has been a long day for me. But you know, she was been struggling. Like she's concerned for her son because he's going through a bunch of shit and it's affecting her own well-being. And this morning, and for me, the decision that she had to make was necessary for his sake. But he can't live with her anymore. If he goes back, he's dealing. By the way, he's also dealing with drug addiction. 10 years, whatever it's been, dealing with it. That's where he's died and come back due to that. And but I've got to learn a lot deeper about how fucking amazing that Shanda is. And what I'm finding is just our true story, not this facade we want to put out to everybody. Oh, look at me. Da 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 da. Good night, Sarah. Um, but for Shanda to publicly let everybody in, we're now able to support her. This is not a judgment. Well, you should do this, you should do that. She only fucking knows what she needs to do. You can have your own idealisms, but she's not asking for people's opinions. She's not asking for people to give her ideas. If she does, she's open to it, but not. Okay, this is what's coming to me. Wow. We are not fucking broken. None of us need to be fixed. We need assistance and help. And if somebody chooses not to get the assistance and help, that's their choice. And my heart goes out to those that are mothers and fathers both, but especially mothers. There's something about the woman's energy. I'm not a mother, by the way. I've never had children. And but to see so much love coming from her heart for her son. It spoke about who she really is deep in her heart, deep in her soul. Her work is incredible. I'm having some work with her the next week or two. I can't wait. But what I'm finding is I allow certain people, I'm very selective in who I really allow in, that we are not alone. But we think we are alone because we are allowing the wrong people in. And that's where, for me, I'm just speaking for myself, that we don't worry about somebody else's feelings. It's not our job, it's not our responsibility. We're only responsible for ourselves. What we say, what we do, our action, behavior, our conduct, if it affects somebody else. But like this person, which I started with this talk, oh man, I've been on here for 45 minutes, that I started about this person who, in my view, not my view, it's my experience, like my name is Ernestine, it's Ernie. It's not lovey or lovely, and I've set my boundaries with this person. This person chose to ignore my boundaries and thinks, well, that's not a big deal. That's not, it's not my problem. Well, it is your problem because you're the one that's coming. It's coming out of your mouth. Here, I spoke about it. If I didn't speak about it, then that's on me. But I spoke about it, and then it comes back to you now, and it's like it's been quite interesting. But the difference is that today is that when these things occur, I'm not reactive. I had a situation that happened last year going to Soulogy Fest. And we got there 24 hours later because we just barely missed our flight. And it was like I can roll with anything in that. And some people, the way they want to deal with something is not okay with me. You don't need to be a fucking asshole to get the good results. You can be honest, truthful, like like I just. But if you're going to yell and scream, I will walk away. No, that's not acceptable to me. I'm sorry, I sort of went off someplace I wasn't planning, but it came into my thoughts. But anyway, yeah, if you guys want to know some amazing healers like the real McCoys, reach out to me. I'll tell you where to go. I'll tell you who it is. Because there's a friggin' lot of wannabes. Well, I got NLP, I got this certificate, I got that certificate. Who gives a shit? It doesn't mean nothing. It's about who you are in here and how you move through this world. It's how you speak and how you express yourself. I can tell now, and it's me paying attention when people speak, that I can tell right off the bat, pretty darn quick. No. And, well, okay. And then I just move myself. When I say this is that determines what I'm going to speak about or not speak about. I could say what I'm going to share. How far do I go? How deep do I go? But what I love about my friends like Deb Malone Reed, uh, my friend, Shanda Sparkles, my friend, and I'm saying this word friend, but I'm using the word soul friend, Sharmini Gana. I can be real with these people, you know, and it's like, Sharmini's team said, you need to reach out to Ernie. She did. It was perfect timing. It was a couple days ago, I think it was, yesterday. And it was just this incredible conversation, but it was a real conversation. I don't have to sugarcoat or go, well, I don't mean to be offensive. I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just speaking truth. But so, like I mentioned, I've had a very long day today. I've never gone through so much money in my life. I've never had so much money in my bank account. It only lasted 4 hours, 5 hours, but I'm debt free. I invested in me by getting, if you look at my timeline, you'll see it. I bought myself an electric bike. I did that for me. I also bought my speakers, PA system, which are the Bose L132 Pro. Yeah. And I ordered myself some strings and stuff, so yeah, went through a lot of money today. But I'm relieved that, I'm still adjusting. I'll wake up tomorrow morning just even feeling better, okay? It's been just a long day. And dealing with people and their, I don't know, their mindsets, I could say. There's all kinds of terminology. Maybe I'm not using the right language. But I know what I'm feeling inside. And you guys all, please know, I have two names I go by. Ernestine or Ernie. I'm good with either or. My name is not Lovely. I refer to, things as being lovely. That's lovely. Wow, that's cool. That's beautiful. I refer to things, not people. Well, I refer to people as that as well, but what I'm trying to say is every one of us have a name. And my name is Ernestine Day, and I'm fucking amazing. And I care about myself. I love myself enough to say something to this person. And it's whatever they choose to do, which they've done multiple times. It's just show disrespect and disregard, which I did say today to them in big bold letters, that you're showing nothing but complete disrespect and disregard for me, which is truth. I didn't mean to get off on this other stuff a bit ago. My apologies. I don't mean, poor me, I'll be back. No, no, it just, sometimes things creep in my brain and it's about me figuring this thing out and just honing it back in sometimes. I don't want to change anything that I'm saying and expressing. It's just that. Anyway, because I've been sitting here since I got home at 4 o'clock. I have not moved other than go to the bathroom and get some water. Because that's what I drink is water. But I feel that I'm going to sleep well tonight knowing that all my debts are paid off. And I got myself an electric bike, which I pick up on Thursday afternoon. Wonderful owners, by the way. Speaking about them, oh, I don't have it here. Shoot. Um, Anybody who is in, I'll use this term, lower mainland of Vancouver, all the way out to Chilliwack, whatever. These people, they're good people. I can feel their hearts. Just amazing. And he was so. We actually had fun. It was just him and his wife and me. Some other customers come in, so it was more back to the serious side. But I was joking around with them a little bit because that's where I was at today, and I felt comfortable to joke around with them. And I look forward to going back and not meeting them, but seeing them on Thursday. I've invited them to come to my concert, which I'm going to be having in this area, by the way. Um, I asked them to come as my guests. It's my way of saying thank you for being who you are. That's part of how I do things. Anyway, I'm going to go back and be quiet now for a bit, but I want to come on and talk about what meant to focus on the lack of respect, lack of regard by some of the people in our community. And I'm saying to you all, respect yourself. It doesn't matter what they say, they're a healer for this or that, it doesn't matter. It's about you respecting how somebody makes you feel. And you don't have to make them out to be an asshole or a jerk. Don't need to do that. But it's an opportunity for us to go within ourselves to really explore why this person makes us feel this way. Where is this really coming from? Because it is totally 100% inside job. And that's where I'm proud of myself, that I continuously, despite, as a couple of people who really know what I've been going through, they could not believe that I was still able to go live every day. I said, yeah, that was my lifeline. What I get to do is my lifeline, which I know a lot of you guys with the work that you do is your lifeline, because we love what we do, because of where it comes from within us. Anyway, good night. Blessings, everybody. And see you later. Love you dearly. I really, truly do. I love every single one of you.